a new sound, funny but it still rock the road to me.
Listening to some vinyls, old classic vinyls. So we're getting ready to take a trip. We've got several trips planned actually for this upcoming year. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm serious about my coffee. I'm not one of these addicts who, I might go 2 or 3 days, 4 or 5 days. I don't have to have coffee. I just like it. I like coffee. It's relaxing. I like to get up in the mornings and drink a cup of coffee and plan out my day and things like that. But we're got some trips coming that weight is going to be an issue, and that's not usually an issue for the Bite Me Expeditioners or the Teardrop. In the Teardrop we use a percolator. Makes great coffee, and it's great. But we're going to be doing some hikes. We got about a 15-mile hike coming up here before too long. No, it's about 15 miles on a camping trip. We're going to be doing some, looking at possibly doing some bike packing, which is something I've always wanted to do. Thought it would be really cool, and been learning a little bit more about that. And so I have 4 different methods of brewing coffee here, and over the next few days, each morning I'm going to try a different one, and then I'm going to see which I like the best, and then we will compare that. We're going to do it on the same cook stove that I would be using. I have tried several different cook stove methods. I've got a twig stove that I love. I've got even a little grill, to cook on the fire and everything, but I'm really leaning toward one of the little small propane screw-on cylinders, because how many times do we get stuck in storms and stuff, and I can't use a twig stove under a rainfly in my hammock or in a tent, under the vestibule of my tent. With this, I could boil me up some water real quick and go ahead and eat a Mountain House meal or some type of dehydrated meal, maybe a homemade dehydrated meal, or fix me a cup of coffee. Can't do that with, a twig stove in a tent. And I know you have to be aware, even with with a propane, you have to be aware of carbon monoxide. I'm very aware of that. I had some neighbors actually a few years ago to pass from carbon monoxide poisoning in their horse trailer camper. So I'm very aware of that. So I will be very cautious with that. But back to my coffee here, my different methods, and I'm going to discuss each one of them just briefly tonight, and then starting in the morning I will begin brewing a different one each morning, a different way, different style, and we'll see, time versus taste versus ease of use versus cost. I'll break it down a little. But here is the first one that I picked up. I picked this up at the Nantahala Outdoor Center in Gatlinburg the other day. I've seen these online, and I've seen them in different stores and stuff, but I never had used one before. And I picked up a couple of them. I used one the other day, and I got to admit, I really, really like the flavor of this. This is the Kuju coffee. Let me turn it there where you can see it in the light. Kuju coffee. Maybe that's focusing. I don't know. Pour over coffee. And this says it was ethically sourced, and this was single serve, oak, chocolate, and honey is the base count blend. We'll go into how to do it and the cost and everything a little bit later. Then my next one is the Folgers Coffee Singles. Okay. I'm not going to do instant. I've tried instant in the past. No. If I can help it, I'm not going to do instant. But these are little tea bags. Okay, can you see that? The way I got the light, I've got the light kind of conquer in here. But these are little, there's a tea bag in each one of these. And you bring your water to a boil, pour it into your coffee mug, drop 1 or 2 of these in, and let it sit for a few minutes, let it steep for a few minutes, and you've got your coffee. Now I will tell you that this seems to me like it's going to be the simplest and the lightest. I'm sure it doesn't give a weight for this, but there are 19 coffee bags in here, and all 19 with the box weigh 3 ounces. So, and they're individually sealed, so you don't have to worry about water getting into them. You know, I'm really leaning toward these. I've got some friends that use these. I got some friends that use these at home, so, and they really like them. So there's that. Now, my next method is coffee press. Now, this was introduced to me, and I know a lot of people have heard of French presses and have had French presses and everything. I'd never had one. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, our oldest son got us one for Christmas, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's when I am home and not in a hurry, when I'm, you know, get up on a Saturday morning and have time to sit around and watch some YouTube videos and stuff, I'm making coffee in my coffee press in there because it's just, to me, it's the best. But the way this works is it's got a fill line on here, and you fill it with water. You bring the water to boil in this cup. Once the water is at a rolling boil, you add your coffee grounds in, stir it up, let them soak in, let it set for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then as you see, this has a screen on the bottom, but it has a band around it, a seal. And so, put your lid back on, and I get it on straight. And when you got your water with your coffee grounds in here, you take the press and you press it down. And it seals as it's going down. And then in this little lip area down here, it has the water and it traps all of the coffee grounds. And all of your coffee is up here. And then you just pour it into your mug. Now, on our last trip, I know this is going to shock some of you that have watched any of our videos. I know it's going to shock you that I forgot something, but I did. I forgot my coffee mug. And so I sat on the riverbank drinking my coffee straight out of my coffee press. And it, because this is plastic, so it doesn't get hot, doesn't burn you. And it worked pretty well. So I like this one. You can carry it along, and you can store stuff inside of it. You know, and honestly, this is a little bulky. It's not heavy at all, but it is a little bulky. But you can, again, you can store things inside of there, so it, you know, little fragile things or whatever. The only thing that I have a problem with this is you have to be careful, because you just use regular coffee grounds, just like you scoop out and put in a percolator or whatever. And, you know, canoe trips, whatever, you get wet, it's raining, backpacking trips, it's raining, and it gets wet, it can, you know, your coffee could get wet. So you just have to be cautious about that. So that's my third method. Then my fourth method is the more traditional, you know, for most campers and outdoorsmen and stuff. Just a regular percolator, okay? Again, it's got this is a small one that I've used backpacking, and I've carried this on many trips with me, canoe trips and stuff. It's an old one. I've had this thing for years. It's stainless steel, so please don't be, you know, hating and, oh, it's aluminum, so you're going, you know, you're going to die. And all, this one is stainless steel. But what you do is you add water in, and usually I add it up to about the bottom of the neck here. And then you put your coffee grounds in here. Turn it around there so you can see. Put your coffee grounds in there. Put the lid on. Drop it down in. Put it on the stove. Once it starts boiling good, it will start percolating, and you'll see it popping up in the little glass bubble here. And once it starts percolating, once it starts percolating, then I usually let it go another 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. and then I will turn it off and let it set for a little while to let the water drip, because what you're doing is you're boiling water up through this, and it's coming down and it's landing on top of the coffee grounds and going through the coffee grounds and coming back down in here, and it's flavoring your coffee is what it's doing. And so I let it set for a little while to let the water continue to drip out of the coffee grounds. Some people, and I have done this many times in the past, will carry just a regular coffee filter out of a from a regular coffee maker and put down in there, just as kind of an insurance that your coffee grounds aren't going to get into your coffee, but they're not going to kill you if they do. I like this one. This is what we have in the Teardrop. We have a much larger one because we drink a lot of coffee when we're on camping trips and stuff. And this is a really good. It's the heaviest of the choices, and it is very it's traditional. It's you just have about that much room down here, and it's not good as far as packing things in around and stuff. You just can't hardly do it because you have to put it in and then put it down, and it's hard to pack things into this. This is not a very practical, but it sure is good. All right. So those are my 4 methods that I'm going to be trying. Hopefully we'll get started with this next day or two. I've got a propane stove on order. I wanted to try one out. I've got a larger Coleman one that just screws on top, and it's kind of heavy and bulky. And some of my friends have these. I mean, they're just the cheap $9 ones off of Amazon, and they swear by them. I've got one friend, Larry, that goes with us a lot. He's been using one for years. He's got the same one. He's been using the same one for years. Josh and Glendon also have them. They swear by them. So I thought, $9. They weigh, I think it was 3 ounces, something like that, with their little carrying case with them. So I thought, crap, I can carry 2 of them, and have a backup in case one of them messes up. But hopefully tomorrow we will get started on trying these coffees out. Hey guys, got a shipment in today from Amazon, and I want to show you a little bit of it. This, not real sure about. One of my buddies had one, and I thought it was really cool. Let's see, will she zoom in? It is a trekking pole tent with a bug net. So I am excited about that. It's a little bigger and a little bulkier than I thought it would be, really. But we'll check it out. Alright. But my big thing today, going along with the video we're talking about here, my new little stove came in. And y'all, I don't know how this is going to do. One of my buddies has had one of them for years, and he loves it. He's used it for years. So very small. Has an igniter. I'm gonna give it a try. It was $9 on Amazon. I also ordered a fuel bottle stabilizer. I don't remember what it's called. Oh yeah. So they lock into place. So they allow a pretty good bit. Oh yeah, and they lock in. So that adds quite a bit of stabilization. Okay, I like that. Alright. Now then, let's see this little jewel. Let's see. Alright, let's see if she'll fire up. Holy moly. I'd say so. I think that'll boil water. Now my next question is, how long will these little canisters last? Will I need to carry multiple ones on camping trips? You know, I don't know. But I didn't get to start my coffee experiments this morning because I wanted to wait until my cooker came in. And it came in today. It came in this afternoon. So I'm going to start the coffee experiments in the morning, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, let's see. This is pretty cool, boy. Fire! I mean fire! Sorry. So that's cool. So far I'm happy with it. We'll see.